Have you ever imagined yourself aboard a floating ship devoid of a crew, drifting aimlessly through the seas, moving without any control, and unaware of who or what truly governs its path? It's unlikely to be an enjoyable adventure, if you could even see it through to the end. In the year 1775, a ship was found wandering the oceans and seas without a crew for many years. It was discovered off the coast of Greenland and was known as the Octavius. The strange part was that the entire crew was found frozen to death on board. The events began on the morning of August 12, 1775, when the American whaling ship Herald, commanded by Captain Schooner, was cruising off the coast of Greenland. Suddenly, they spotted a peculiar ship drifting aimlessly among the icebergs. Despite its hull being entirely covered in ice, its name was clearly visible: Octavius, the lost ship. Drawing closer, they called out loudly for the ship's crew, but no response came. Captain Schooner, along with 8 of his men, boarded the Octavius to investigate. What they saw was astonishing. The deck was covered in strange green algae. Cautiously, they made their way through the algae and descended the stairs to explore the ship further. What they encountered filled them with both horror and amazement. They discovered that the crew and passengers had all been completely frozen solid, preserved as if in time by the Arctic cold. Among the frozen were the ship's captain, still seated at his desk with a pen clutched in his cold, dead hand, appearing as though he were writing in his log. A beautiful blonde woman lay frozen to death under her blanket on a bed along the wall. In one corner, a sailor and a boy sat around a pile of wood. The sailor still held a tinderbox in his frozen hand. The logbook the captain was writing in dated back to 1762, indicating that the crew of the Octavius had been dead for 13 years. Taking the captain's log, Captain Schooner and his men returned to the Herald. Upon reading the log, Captain Schooner learned that the ill-fated captain of the Octavius had taken a significant and risky gamble. He had opted for a quicker return to England by navigating the Northwest Passage through the Arctic ice. The ship became trapped in the ice near northern Alaska and never managed to break free, resulting in the crew freezing to death. Despite this, the Octavius somehow managed to drift through the ice into the Atlantic Ocean and continued to float aimlessly with its frozen crew, ultimately becoming the stuff of legend. The Octavius remains one of the most famous ghost ships in maritime history, having drifted through such inhospitable conditions for 13 years without breaking apart or sinking.